Hey YouTube, so I went to AOAA with Infidel Jeepers of Maryland, and this is Renee's hill going up it. This is the cab view from my Jeep, and I was the first one to go up it for the day, in the day, even though we posted this video after showing some of the group members go up it. So anyway, this is a cab view of me going up it. The end result of me getting up it was basically the same as Grimlock's situation. Basically the same exact rock that I knew that was going to be a problem was a problem. So it's a rock like right in front of us on the left, basically, that's sticking out. And the problem is, so you're a little bit off canter and there's a rock sticking out. So basically, no matter how much you go up to the right, the passenger side, you will slide to the left because like it's an angle, and unfortunately you're going to slide right into that rock. And that rock is positioned like right at your door. So the left right there that you can see, that's SOB if anybody was wondering, and then this flat area above to the right, that's Zach's bender to red at AOA. So at this point, basically, you know, I get up here and I know, like I already knew like this was going to be a problem. So when I get to this point, you know, pretty much, I kind of had my head already ahead of time. I knew I was going to probably have to winch in this spot. But, you know, I did give it a couple honest attempts to think that I was going to try to get over it. But the problem is, the rock on the side, on the left, and you saw it in the previous video, it kind of sticks out like an arrowhead, and it comes out like right, like in the middle of your door. So it's not even going to hit your rock rail. Like it's going to literally hit either the front door or the back door of the Jeep, depending on how far you get up the hill. And then, you know, you have a really, really high chance of like sliding into it. So just like him, you know, I made the same decision. It's more important to get up the hill without damaging the vehicle than it is, you know, to try to get up the, without the winch. So I get the winch line out and I hook it up, and you'll see we're going to switch to just showing the last part of having me hook it up, because you don't want to watch the couple minutes of me hunting around my vehicle to find all the stuff. And so this is the same exact setup basically that Grimlock did to hook it up.
Yeah, I know.
So here I'm using the winch. I have the remote in the cab, and you know, I'm just like pulling the trigger on it. So there's two different ways that you can use a winch. There's a one way to use it to get yourself unstuck. Like if you cannot get the Jeep to move, you hook the winch up to get over like the obstacle. Usually if you're doing that, you only use a winch for a very short distance, like say an inch or two, and usually it's relatively a short distance to get the vehicle unstuck. The second way that you can use a winch, which is what we're doing right here, is not necessarily to get unstuck, but to protect the Jeep. So I know that there's this giant rock like basically at the driver's side door, and I need the vehicle to move like say 2 feet, so then I don't feel like I'm worried that the Jeep might slide into that rock. So, you know, I'm just going to keep on using the winch, keep on using the winch, keep on using the winch until we get past the threat to the vehicle, and then we'll unhook it, and then we'll just, you know, go about our business and continue doing trails. So, you know, you always have to think, you know, like if you get in a situation where you think that you're gonna like roll the Jeep or slide down a hill or whatever, you can always hook something up like a line or like the winch, for instance, just, you know, as a protection, you know, so then if you do slide down or something, like you don't really slide out of the way or something like that, you don't slide to the object. Hey, so I did see some people ask some questions about Zach's bender and SOB. So Zach's bender is right here on my right. It's like literally right near this diamond rock. You come down Renee's hill maybe 15 feet, and that it would be the entrance to Zach's bender if you decide to go down it. And Zach's bender is one of the reds. It's one of the more challenging trails at AOAA. And then to my left, on the other side of that tree that I just passed, is an entrance to SOB. I don't know how well it's marked up here. It's very, very easy to find SOB from the Gatekeeper from the other side, but from this side, it may not be the most obvious trail. So anyway, there's a green up there, and on the green trail, you turn toward Renee's Hill. I think it's pretty obvious how to get to the top of Renee's Hill from the green trail. And then when I get done doing all these like 3-point turns or whatever, you'll see the entrance to SOB and the entrance to Renee's Hill. And if you want to see SOB, I have a video posted of us doing SOB. So Renee's Hill is on the left side of where it says Renee's Hill, that white sign, And to the right, that little opening there, that's the entrance to SOB, and the only thing it has is that little white sign with the 2 black diamonds.